Yes, can you see my screen? Please answer. Can you see my screen? नॉलेज रिप्रेजेंटेशन वाला डॉक्यूमेंट दिख रहा है क्या आपको? लाइट ऑन, लाइट. आपको नॉलेज रिप्रेजेंटेशन वाला स्क्रीन दिख रहा है क्या? एक पीडीएफ फाइल आएगा, पीडीएफ फाइल. आई विल जस्ट ओपन इट अगेन. Can you see my screen? Yes, please answer. Please answer here. Can you see my screen? आपको पीडीएफ फाइल दिख रहा है क्या? आपको पीडीएफ फाइल दिख रहा है? Can you just tell me what was the title of that PDF file? First heading, so that it will be confirmed at my end. Now, all of you pay attention. I will be just showing you a screen. ये दिख रहा है आपको? ये दिख रहा है? Can you see the screen? I'd share the screen. Can you see the screen? Okay, I'll just share the PDF again. Okay, whether my voice is audible? Am I audible to everyone? Am I audible? I'll be just uploading one PDF file. Okay. Now one PDF file will be there that you can find it on the screen. Just a moment. Now, can you find the screen? Can you find my screen? Yes, hello. Good afternoon. Can you find my screen so that we can start with the session? Okay, this PDF file is visible? Yes? Very good, very good. Exact. Let's start now. Now we'll be just starting with the part of Unit 2. And it is the second topic from Unit 2, that is the knowledge representation. Now, when we talk about the knowledge representation, now when we are talking about the systems to make intelligent, so to make any of the system intelligent, there is need to provide a knowledge. Unless and until the system has knowledge, they will not be able to take any decisions. So, in order to enable the systems to make the decisions, you need to transform the knowledge or you need to employ the knowledge. Now, what is the knowledge? So, knowledge is what the different facts, right, which contain some truthness. So it should be either true or false. It should be whether right or wrong. So the fact should not be ambiguous, right? So unless and until any of the fact that generates any of the truthness values in terms of true or false, so that we are considering it as a knowledge, isn't it? Like there are 7 days in a week. You know this. This is the fact, right? There are 8 days in a week. That is false. So when someone says there are 8 days in a week, so we automatically answer false, right? When we say there are 7 days in a week, so it automatically we answer right. Why? Because now we had learned, we had experienced, and we have those facts with us. Got it? So this we treat it as a knowledge. So any of the thing which is perceiving us or which is convincing us with some truthness. Okay. So in this knowledge-based agent, just come towards the diagram. In the diagram, you can find the various components. What are the components? Like environment, inference engine, knowledge base, or learning. Okay. Now, what exactly these things are there? So now every person, like take an example of the human being. We all are having the huge knowledge with respect to the different domains. Now, right now, everyone is just thinking about the artificial intelligence. So, whatever knowledge you have, along with its applications, based on your experiences, based on your things that you had pursued using the reading and all, right? Based on the case studies that you had done, or the experiments you had done, or the projects you had done. So, everyone is having the different levels of knowledge regarding the artificial intelligence, right? Now, when these things are happening, when we are having the knowledge, when any of the related to the artificial intelligence, the things appears. So from the knowledge base, there is an inference that comes out, and accordingly, then our actions are decided, or accordingly we act, right? So the architecture of the knowledge base agent, you can find that through the environment you learn, and then accordingly it is. Now the best example I would like to give here, a driverless car. Now, you had already heard that there is a driverless car they are running in the US and all these advanced countries, okay, well developed countries. Now, when this different types of vehicles they are moving without the driver, now how the mechanism actually exists? The whole mechanism is totally depending on the architecture that you are finding it on the screen. What happens exactly? A driver moves, there is an environment from the different environments. So, what are the environments that appears for any of the driverless car? First is freeway. Second is a road with the traffic. Second, a road with less traffic or the mild traffic. Okay. So, like this, the different types of routes are there on which the vehicle is moving. Now, this we are treating it as an environment. Freeway is one of the environment. The city area is the environment. The moment the vehicle enters the city, okay, so it learns about, it senses about the environment, and accordingly, then what is happening? The next part, what happens? Accordingly, it starts applying the rules which are stored into the knowledge base. Now, what is stored in the knowledge base? What is stored in the knowledge base? First is the rules are defined. If the environment is this, then the vehicle speed should be this. That means if the environment is city, then the speed should be less. If the environment is freeway, then the speed should be this. Okay. If there's some object appears in front of the vehicle, then if it is a static object, then accordingly apply the brakes. If some object which is appearing when the vehicle is speeding up, and that time if any of the object appears, so at that moment what can happen? The brake speed should be reduced, but the vehicle should keep on moving. So all these are the different rules which are explained to the knowledge-based systems. Hope you got it. Now what happens? There are different scenarios that exist. The vehicles immediately moves into the city area, and when it is in the city area, does it mean that if the traffic is there, just to apply the brake and stop at that position? No. So what is required to be done? The vehicle will reduce its original speed, and accordingly it will set the speed which is required into the city area, and that is been happen using the inference engine. So that inference engine is retrieving the selected rules from the knowledge base, and accordingly it has been applied. At the same time, there may be certain modifications that actually happens. Means the rule may not be mapped properly, but somewhere those inference is applying some mathematics like cumulative or associative or distributive. All these laws are applied, and by computing all the thing from the Wi-Fi one. Can you hear me? Yes, yes. Okay. Next, please let me know the PDF, whether the PDF is visible and am I audible? Please let me know. Am I audible now? Am I audible? Okay, okay, good, great, great. Now moving towards, hope you are getting the example also. You are connected with all this. Okay. Now there are different operations performed by knowledge-based system. So as we'll progress, we'll also learn about the inference system. So inference system, all these components, what they're doing, the knowledge-based system is a central component of a knowledge-based agent, and it is also known as the knowledge base. It is collection of sentences. Okay, means you are applying all the rules, you are selecting all the rules, and you are explaining it or dumping them into the knowledge base. What inference does, that I had explained, and then accordingly how the environment, when the variable appears from the environment, that comes, and accordingly the action is been selected. So just down at the bottom of the page, a generic knowledge base agent is given. Okay, there is an algorithm. Now in the algorithm, you can find the parameter which is explained. Okay, what is there in that parameter? What is given in the parameter? Can you just reply? Can you just reply what is given in the parameter? Yes. I'm just positioning this. Percept, exactly. Good. Purposely I had asked the question so that I'll come to know that you are getting this particular PDF. So percept is what? Learning. Okay, so it will learn from the environment variable. So the vehicle, let's take the same example. The vehicle will learn about the environment variable that it is a freeway. So when it is a freeway, the instruction will be passed to the knowledge base that when the freeway is there and there is no vehicle, so what should be the speed? So accordingly, from the knowledge base, the different rules which are mapped or which are been added, explained to the knowledge base. So the inference engine will pick up the respective rule, and accordingly it will instruct or return to the agent that apply the following action or take the following action. Now what will be the action from the following? So increase the speed or speed of the vehicle, and accordingly the speed will be set. Because what happens if the vehicle is there? Does it make any sense just to drive at the speed of 20 or 40? No, even human beings, they do not map. Okay, so human beings are very rational, and accordingly, what happens? Even if the vehicle, if it is a freeway, so if some human being feels that I need to drive slowly, so you will drive slowly. Or if the city place is there, I want to overspeed it, so they are overspeeding the vehicle. And all this rationality that appears in the human brain. But whereas the machines, they act as per the rules which are explained to these things. So again, still I'm saying it is not completely the intelligence, but the artificially it has been articulated through the knowledge-based system. Okay. Moving towards next. Uh, any doubts still here? Yes. Now, there are different levels of knowledge-based agents. Okay. You can just find out. Okay. So the levels are like, first level is knowledge level, second is logical level, third is implementation level. Okay. Now when we talk, there are again few more hierarchical and all. So when we talk about the knowledge level, so it is the first level of knowledge based agent. And in this level, we need to specify what the agent knows and what the agent goals are. So with these specifications, we can fix its behavior. For example, suppose an automated taxi agent, again the same driverless car, needs to go from a station A to station B, and he knows the way from A to B. So this comes at the knowledge level. Like everyone knows how to reach to MCC college from your destination. So what is the actual speed required? How much time it is going to consume accordingly? So everything is been mapped to your brain. So you are now you are train your brain, and accordingly the brain keeps on instructing you. If you are late by this much minutes, so accordingly you just take the necessary actions, and then you try to reach to the destination, right? Second, logical. Logical is what? The same thing I actually discussed logical also in the knowledge base. So knowing the route from MCC college to, sorry, from your place to your house to MCC college, that is the knowledge. And how to reach, that is the logic. Means how to speed up or how to reduce the speed or how to cover up the distance by which you are been late to reach to the destination, or which vehicle to pick up. All these logical things you are applying, so that comes in the logical level. Third is the implementation level. Now implementation is what? The actual actions you are selecting, how to reach and how to move accordingly. Okay, so all these are the implementation levels. Next, now the approaches to design a knowledge base agent. Now there are two approaches. One is the declarative approach and second is the procedural approach. Okay. Now in the declarative, we can create a knowledge base agent by initiating with an empty knowledge base on and telling the agent that all the sentences with which we want to start with. So this approach is called declarative approach. The other is the procedural approach. Sorry. So in the procedural approach, we directly encode desired behavior as the program code, and which means we just need to write a program that already encodes the desired behavior of the agent. means whatever the set of actions you are defined, and accordingly you are selecting those set of actions. So that comes under the procedure. When action A is there, again relevant to the action A. What is the action B? Then action C, and accordingly have you reached to the destination or not? So all that has been verified, and accordingly the procedure keeps on continuing. Okay. Now, what is the knowledge representation? The humans are best at understanding, reasoning, and interpreting. Whereas the human knows the things, which is the knowledge, and as per their knowledge, they perform various actions in the real world. But how machines do all these things comes under the knowledge, representation, and reasoning. And hence, here we can see the following things which are described. First is the knowledge representation and reasoning, which is the part of AI which is concerned with AI agents thinking and how thinking contributes to intelligent behavior of agents. Okay. Whether PDF is not visible or visible, because few people are just complaining that PDF is not visible. Please let me know. Good, 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 good. Okay, okay. Now, in the knowledge base, now the second property, it is responsible for representing the information about the real world so that a computer can understand and can utilize this knowledge to solve the complex real world problems such as diagnostics, means whatever the medical diagnosis is there, or communicating with the humans in natural language. Okay. It is also a way which describes how we can represent knowledge in artificial intelligence. It is not just storing the data in some database and just matching the rules and accordingly connecting or solving or taking the necessary actions. Okay. Intelligently, which rule to pick up, which knowledge to apply. Because see how human beings are doing. We are not sure or there is no certainty about any of the things that happens. Take an example of this current coronavirus. Now this problem has been arised, but no, we don't have the exact solutions. So trial and errors have been happening, and accordingly, the somewhere, wherever for few cases, if the similar pattern works, then we can say that this is one of the solution. But this is not the only one solution. Okay, so this is what the human, and this way we call ourselves as intelligent. Okay. Now, what we represent? Following are the kind of knowledge. First is the object. Objects are what? Those who are involved in actual, related to a particular domain. Let's take the again the taxi problem, means the driverless car. What is the object? Object is what? Car. Again, what is the object? Objects are the other obstacles that may occur while having the real time, means during the real time some objects may appear which are connecting with the vehicle or which may give some signals to the vehicle, and accordingly the vehicle will take the decisions and it will function, isn't it? Now, second is the events. So events are like the actions that has to be taken, performance, how to execute or how to involve it. Meta knowledge, it is a knowledge about what we know. Okay. Facts are there. As I said, that knowledge is nothing but a collection of facts. Okay. Now, today is Friday, right? This is the fact. So, facts are the truth about the real world and we represent it. Knowledge base. It is the central component of the knowledge base agency, which is the knowledge base. It is represented as knowledge base and it is a group of sentences. So, that is a knowledge base system. So, it is nothing but the collection of facts is also called as knowledge base. Okay. Now, knowledge. Knowledge is what? Can you define? Can someone answer? I want just three, four people only to answer. What is knowledge? Please answer. I'm just waiting for your answer. What is knowledge? How you will define the knowledge? Right? Facts, useful information, not, no again, complete information. Facts. No again, not the processed data, raw data. These are not connected with the knowledge. Knowledge is what? Which gives you some reality, which convince you, isn't it? The raw data, processed data, these are not the part of the knowledge. Okay, that enables you to just take the decision. Okay, information we can consider. Okay, the process information. So it is the awareness or familiarity gained by experience of facts, data, and situations. So there are types of knowledge. So what are those types? Okay, the first type which is explained, the object facts. Okay, we call it as a declarative knowledge. Declarative knowledge is what? To know about something, includes concepts, facts, and objects. It is also called as declarative knowledge and expressed in declarative forms. It's simple as compared simpler than the procedural languages. Okay, okay. Experience can also be treated as knowledge. Fine. So declarative knowledge. Second is heuristic knowledge, or we can say the heuristic knowledge, which is a blind knowledge. Means right now the treatment means we are the scientists who are searching for proper diagnosis of the corona treatment. This is the heuristic. Is there any algorithm which is written that the following procedures, if they applied, so this is the exact thing, the way in which we can treat the patient? No. That is a heuristic approach. Okay. Then next is your meta knowledge. The meta knowledge is again knowledge about the knowledge. Okay. Then rules, we call it as a procedural knowledge. Now, procedural, it is also known as imperative knowledge. It is a type of knowledge and it is responsible for knowing how to do the things in a particular manner. Okay. So, like this, the declarative, procedural, or the necessary steps which has to be taken in order to solve the problem. Okay. So, the procedural, it can be directly applied to any task. It includes rules, strategies, procedures against etc. The procedural knowledge depends on the task on which it can be applied. Then again, the meta knowledge. It is about the other types of knowledge, which is called meta knowledge. The other is heuristic knowledge. It is representing knowledge of some experts in the field or subject form. The heuristic knowledge is rules of thumb based on the previous experiences, awareness of approaches, and which are good to work but not guaranteed. That is the heuristic. As already I have given the example regarding the treatment on corona that the scientists are searching for. Then the structural knowledge. Now, structural knowledge, it is a frame knowledge, means where the things are being already explained, or it should be explained in a proper structural form. Okay. Now, what is the difference or what is the connection between the knowledge and intelligence? Yes, can someone answer? Knowledge and intelligence. How will you differentiate between the knowledge and intelligence? Yes, at your end. Don't read and answer. How will you differentiate between the knowledge and intelligence? So the difference will be like, yes, someone is typing. Difference between knowledge and intelligence. Knowledge means information we know, and intelligence means how we apply use that. Exactly, very correctly mentioned by Manjiri. Okay. Anyway, so it is like using the knowledge at right place at right time or in the right manner. That is the knowledge. In a driverless car, you are given huge knowledge to the system when to use what type of rules. But if that car is sensing something and behaving in a very weird form, suppose it has sensed the city environment and then it is speeding up the vehicle. Okay, so that is not the intelligence. Then we will not call the system as intelligent, or rather we will say that there is a fault in the system. ऐसा होता है ना कभी कभी when human beings are told to sit at home during the lockdown, but they are just running away and just experiencing the curfew trips which have been given by police outside, right? Exactly. So intelligence is what? Using the knowledge in the right form at the right place. Okay. Moving towards the next part, like the cycle of the artificial intelligence. So again, the same what we learned earlier. There is a in AI knowledge cycle. You can find see sensing is there, then accordingly the action is there. The decision maker enables to take the action, but the action is arise the kind of knowledge we have. अगर हमारे पास knowledge नहीं है, then we will not be able to take the actions. Right? Knowledge है तो हम behave करेंगे. So that is again coming towards this current scenario example. जो लोगों को सही में knowledge ही नहीं है about the seriousness of this virus, they are taking still it lightly. That means they don't have the knowledge that what will be the impact when this virus is going to spread. Why such a huge decision, such a tough, bold decision has been taken by the government? Are you getting it? अगर knowledge नहीं है तो वो बेचारा weirdly behave करेगा. जब knowledge आ जाता है तब वो चुपचाप घर में बैठेगा. बराबर? Anyway. So again coming down, there is a knowledge cycle which is explained. So there is a perception होता है, फिर उसके basis पे through the knowledge representation you are transforming. Reasoning is there. Reasoning is what? When we make any of the decision, accordingly some reason arises. Some condition. The reasoning is what? The condition or the situation that enables to select the rule or to select the knowledge. Okay, right. Now, I'll just take a move to the next. Hope all of you are getting all this. Next is the approaches to knowledge representation. Now there are many different approaches, almost the 4 different approaches which are explained. The first one is the simple relational knowledge. Simple relational knowledge means what? When the things which are connected to around some object. Take an example. When we say a professor of artificial intelligence. So again, what is there? What are the things connected to that professor? Yes, what are the things? So we can say the various attributes which are linked to the particular person. Okay. So see, it is the simplest way of storing the facts which uses the relational method, and each fact about a set of objects is set of ours systematically column. See, player 1 having a weight h, player 2 is having again some weight h, player 3 is having weight and h. So now these are the attributes, but the values are different, but the attributes are common. Okay. Whether my voice is breaking for everyone? Yes. Okay. So please take care at your end that if some disturbances are there, it might be because I'm just really sitting in a very safe. Second is inheritable knowledge. Okay, we come back to the inheritable knowledge. Now, what is there in the inheritable? From the existing knowledge, whatever you are deriving, that is the inheritable knowledge. Okay. So, example is given. See the diagram. Like when we say Peter and Ankit. Now, Peter and Ankit both are the players, means they are the sportsmen. Okay. But Peter is cricketer and Ankit is football player. Okay. And when we say when both are player but playing different sports, but still they are being called as the sportsman. That means one sports. Okay. So the sports is what? A class under which the various instances are there. Cricket is one of the sports, football is another sports, baseball is there, basketball is there, table tennis. So all these are the different instances. So basically inheritable knowledge is represented with the following things like E is a hierarchy and then kind of. Okay. So these are the keywords which are used to represent the inheritable knowledge. Next is the inferential knowledge. Inferential means which generates some inferences, which draws some inference. Okay. When we say any of the system, when it draws the inference, that is called as the inferential. Okay. Next is like we can say procedural. So in procedural knowledge, again there is a group or set which has been assigned, and the codes which describes how to present the specific things and how to proceed with. Okay. We can also represent this procedural knowledge, or this basically falls under the heuristic. When we don't know exactly the goal, like you're playing the games and you keep on achieving the target by target. So those are what? The derivations, right? You keep on deriving, you keep on inheriting the different levels. You're discovering the things. You reach to some extent and then later you come to know still there are many things to achieve. Okay. Our life is also like heuristic. We don't know where we'll be reaching finally. Okay. Requirements for knowledge representation system. So the representational should be accuracy. There should be representational accuracy. Then inference adequacy and inferential efficiency. And again, the last one is the acquisitional efficiency. So the ability which is to acquire the new knowledge easily using the automatic methods. Okay. So these are the requirements for knowledge representation system. Okay. Now moving towards the next point, that those are the techniques of knowledge representation. So the following are the techniques that you can find it on the screen. The first one is the logical representation. Second is the semantic network. Third is the frame, and then the production rules. Now talking about the logical presentation, earlier we had learned in the classroom sessions, like the predicates are there. So first order logic, that is the part of logical representation. Hope you remember, like all dogs have tails, every car has wheel. Hope you remember those examples, those who had attended those Sundays sessions. Okay, anyway, few examples will be there. So these techniques of knowledge representation you are going to learn now one by one. So the first one is like in the first technique we can find see the syntaxes which are given, like the syntaxes are the rules which decides how we can construct the legal sentences in the logic. It determines which symbol can use in knowledge representation and then how to write those symbols. So there are semantics. The semantics are the rules by which we can interpret the sentences in the logic form. Okay. Syntax and semantics. Syntax is what? The structure, and semantics is what? You are explaining the meaning of the sentences. There are advantages of logical representation. So the logical representation enables us to do the logical reasoning. Then logical representation is the basis for the programming languages. There are also disadvantages, like logical representation have some restrictions and are challenging to work with. Then logical representation technique may not be very natural and inference may not be so efficient. Okay, so this is about the logical. Hope you remember, like the predicates that we had used, that was the part of logical representation. We also treat it as a first order logic. Okay, now the semantic network representation. The semantic networks are alternative of predicate logic for knowledge representation. In semantic networks, we can represent our knowledge in the form of graphical networks. So the knowledge that is represented in semantic, so you can find all the graphical symbols. Means there are entities which are shown using the means those entities are represented using the rectangular shapes, and at the same time there are arcs which are joining or connecting. Okay, see here you can find under this semantic the examples are there, like Jerry is a cat. Okay, so when Jerry is explained here. Okay, so Jerry is a cat, Jerry is a mammal. That means, have we every time extended the arrows from Jerry to every individual description? No. Jerry is centrally placed, and now cat is another. Now cat is linked with the mammal. Cat is what? The mammal. See the connection from Jerry to cat, cat to mammal, and mammal is again the animal. Okay. So again, Jerry is what? Animal. Who is animal? Jerry. What is the cat? Cat is again the animal, but it is a mammal and animal. Who is cat? Jerry is the cat. Who is Jerry? Jerry is the cat. What is the color of Jerry? White. Who the who means who owns that Jerry? The Priya. Okay. Don't take it personally. Just the example which is given. Anyway, any Priya is there, so doesn't mean that the Jerry belongs to the Priya. Okay. Anyway. Then there are drawbacks in semantic representation. So the semantic networks take more computational time out runtime, as we need to traverse the complete network tree to answer some questions. It might be possible in the worst case scenario that after traversing the entire tree, we find that the solution does not exist in the network. Okay. See, also from your next lecture, I don't know, today also you might have carried, keep your pen and notebook along with, means while attending the sessions. Certain points are there that you may need to write again. Where the page is loading now. The other like semantic nets, that this you can find it. In. The semantic net is human like memory. See now how human beings are storing the information. When we say a doctor, now what is the knowledge or how you describe that doctor? Everything just that the things that appears in front of you, wearing an apron, having a stethoscope, somewhere expecting the space again, isn't it? So now what is happening? We are storing everything in terms of our format of storing is like the images. Okay. We create the image and accordingly these images are stored in our brain. Okay. Now semantic network try to model human like memory. Okay, and accordingly the information is stored into the system. As previously you had seen, see the graphically all the relationships between the entities and their actions or their descriptive parameters. So that was connected, and accordingly uh, the information has been mapped. So that is what the semantic network is doing. That's why all the nodes are connected to each other, and which is storing all kind of information related to the respective object, and hence it is called the network. At the same time, along with the advantage, I mean, there are some advantages and disadvantages too. The advantages are like the semantic network are natural representation of knowledge. They convey the meaning in a transparent manner and simple and easily understandable. But the limitation is that we are not able to express the tense of that particular sentence, isn't it? Whatever the tense appears. So that is not possible. Next is the frame representation. So it is a record-like structure which consists of collection of attributes and its values to describe an entity in the world. The frames are like AI data structure which divides knowledge into substructures by representing the stereotypes. Stereotypes are what? The sequence of the events. Okay, and it consists of collections of slots. Slots are again which is representing or which where the sequences are decomposed into the small slots. Let's take an example. Like the title is given, the genre is given. Okay, the genre is talking about the subject, means it is related to the. So artificial intelligence is the title, the genre is the subject under which it is classified, the author Peter Norvig. So when we say the artificial intelligence book, now automatically all other attributes are linked to it. When we say artificial intelligence, the book on artificial intelligence, so this is the main slot. Now under this, who is the author of this? This is one of the subslot. Which year, the edition, how many pages, or the price we can say. Okay, the genre we can say, whether it belongs to the life science, computer science, or information technology, and all this. Okay, according. We'll see the example again for the frame representation. Okay, just a moment. There is some issue with the bandwidth. Okay, can you see this page now? Okay, now coming towards after this, there is a production rule. Okay, now what exactly production rules are? Hope you remember the water jug problem that we had discussed in earlier session. Water jug problem. Do you remember that? Yes. Do you remember the water jug problem? Please reply. There are 2 gallon jugs. One is the 3 liter, the other is the 4 liter. There are no markings on the jug, and then using the different logics and all, you have to actually measure the 2 liters of water in 4-gallon jug. Do you remember it? Yes, water jug problem. So again I will just review it. Suppose take any of the problem, a puzzle problem, okay, or tic-tac-toe problem. Now in a puzzle or a tic-tac-toe problem, you have been given some initial state. It might be any random state. In tic-tac-toe, initially all the matrix, in the matrix all the vectors are blank. Now you are having the target to reach to the goal state, and then you are applying the different operations. Sometimes you will place your cross at one place, or in the third row, first column, second row, third column, second row, second column. All these are the possible options that you will pick up, and accordingly will try to reach to the solution, right? So all those possible operations, or we call them as the operator, which are used to reach to the goal state, are treated as the production rules. Got it? Similarly, when the puzzle problem is there, whatever the random positions, means initial state is there, and based on the initial state, I am just moving my this positions and trying to reach to organize all those tiles in the sequential form. So I apply the various techniques. I apply the various operators. Sometimes I will move left, right, and then accordingly will try to organize them in a sequence form. So whatever those actions are there, intermediate actions that we pick up one by one and try to reach to the solution, those are called as production rules. Okay. So this is again a kind of technique is used in the knowledge representation. So in the example, you can find like if the bus is there, bus stop is there, and bus arrives, then the action is that get into the bus. Means you get it into the bus. Means you are at the stop and the bus arrives as per your destination. So you are selecting the bus. If you are on the bus and you have paid for the ticket and the seat is empty, what action you will take? Then you will sit. If you are on the bus and you are not paid or taken the ticket, then pay the charges. If your bus arrives at the destination, what will be the action? You will automatically you will stand up and will get down. Okay. So these are the production rules which are defined, and accordingly it is mapped. Suppose you have designed a robot to go that the robot will go to the market and will take the medicine, this vegetables for you. So all this in such a manner, the production rules you need to define to the robot. The robot will learn about these production rules, and accordingly it will start following. Every time it will see the condition, and accordingly the rule will be applied. Are you getting it? So this way the production rule can be used. So this is one of the knowledge representation technique. Okay. Next we will see. So till now, what are the different techniques we are seeing? Yes. Let's have a review. What are the different knowledge representation techniques we are seeing? First one was the logic. Second one, semantic. Right? Just waiting for reply. Please answer. What are the different knowledge representation techniques that we had learned till now? Come on. I'm waiting for the answer. Yes, I'm waiting for the answer. What are the different knowledge representation techniques that we are seeing? One by one you can type. If someone has typed the one, the another. Yes, logic, semantic, then production rules recently that we had studied. Before this, it was frames. Exactly, exactly. Next is about the logical. Now connectives are there. Okay. Before going for the connectives, we'll discuss about the propositional logic now. Propositional logic, you can find that there are different logical primitives which are used. So you are aware about those things, which contains like and, or, negation, implication, double implication. Okay. So the different truth tables are there. So that comes under the propositional logic. Okay. So for today, so all these are the topics that we had discussed. So in the next session, which will be announced soon for AI, okay, so we'll continue from the next topic onwards. Now do one thing, just I need to interact with you. You can just interact. I'll try to enable few options. Let's see. I'll ask few members to talk me directly, or I will turn on their camera. Okay. Some names I am able to find. I'll just check. Who can view me and listen me? Yes. Who can view and listen to me? Please reply so that accordingly I will enable few of their options. Please reply. I will enable few, means I will enable the mic for everyone, or let's see. Now I turn on the mic for everyone. Just try to speak from your end. Try to speak in the mic. I am selecting few of you. We'll just test it. See, for few people, I am just sending the request. Let's try this. Just try to connect using these links. Can you please try? Just try to select the request I had sent for few people. Are you able to connect? Okay, anyway, the session slot has been over. Uh, so let's stop here for today, and we'll just continue from the next session. I'll just share the link soon for next session, maybe tomorrow, probably. So accordingly, on the group, it will be shared by sir to you. Have a nice time. How was your experience? Yes. Are you comfortable? Because this was the first time we are just doing the experiment. So how you feel actually? Nice. Okay. So if this work in the in weekdays also we can start with this. Good. Let's see. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. For your exercise, just solve this. Okay. See you. Bye.